Okay, let's talk about something we all think about constantly: money. We use it every single day, right? We work for it, we save it, but have you ever stopped to ask, what is it? Like, really? It seems so simple, just coins and bills. But the truth is, it's one of the most powerful and honestly fascinating inventions in all of human history.
So here's what we're going to do. We're going to go on a little journey. First, we'll jump back in time to a world without money, just to see what a huge problem that was. Then we'll look at the big idea that solved it, break down the 3 jobs money has to do, uncover the one secret ingredient that makes it all work, and then we'll bring it all the way to today to see how this ancient idea has completely transformed for our digital age. Ready? Let's get into it.
All right, so first things first. To really get what money is, you have to picture a world where it doesn't exist at all. A world of just trading stuff for other stuff, direct trade. It sounds simple, maybe even kind of nice, but believe me, it was a world of absolute inconvenience.
Okay, so picture this. Let's say you're a farmer, right? And you've got some great chickens, but your hair is getting a little out of control. You need a haircut badly. So what do? Well, you grab your best chicken and you head on down to the local barber.
But here's where it all falls apart. What if your barber doesn't want a chicken? Maybe they're a vegetarian. Or heck, maybe their backyard is already full of chickens from someone else. All of a sudden, the thing you brought to pay with is completely useless to them. So now what? You're stuck with a chicken that's probably pretty confused, and you still need a haircut.
And that right there is the huge, massive problem with bartering. There's a fancy term for it, the double coincidence of wants. It just means that for a trade to happen, I have to have exactly what you want, and you have to have exactly what I want, right at the same moment. The chances of that happening consistently, it's a nightmare. It makes the economy super inefficient and basically stops it from growing beyond the simplest trades.
So clearly, this wasn't going to work long term. Humanity needed a better system. And what we invented? Well, it was a truly elegant solution. A piece of technology, really, that would change, everything.
And that's where money comes in. Now, try not to just think of coins or dollar bills. Think of money as a technology, an invention. It's really just anything that a whole group of people decides to agree has value. That's it. It's that shared agreement that completely solves the barter problem. See, money just slides right into the middle of the transaction. It's the go-between. So our farmer, he doesn't have to wander around looking for a barber who's craving chicken for dinner. No, he can just sell his chicken to anyone who's hungry, get some of that money stuff, and then take that money to any barber he wants. Boom! Suddenly, trade is smooth, it's fast, and it's super efficient.
Okay, so for money to do its thing and make trades easy, it actually has to perform 3 very specific jobs, and it has to be great at all of them. These 3 functions are the bedrock of the whole system.
All right, job number 1, it's a medium of exchange. That just means it's the thing you use to buy and sell stuff. Simple. Job number 2, it's a unit of account. Think of this like a universal price tag. It's how we know a haircut costs, say, $20 and a chicken costs 10. So a haircut is worth 2 chickens. It's a common ruler for value. And finally, job number 3, it's a store of value. This one's huge. Unlike a chicken, which, doesn't last forever, you can tuck money away and it'll still be valuable later. You can save it.
And here's why those 3 jobs are so important. They unlock everything that makes our modern world possible. Because you can store value, you can save up and invest in the future. Because there's a common price tag for everything, you can make complex business plans. And because trade is so simple now, people can specialize. You can become a great doctor or a coder or a baker because you can just trade your skills for money and then use that money to get everything else you need. That is the engine of economic growth.
Okay, so we've established money as a tool, and it has 3 jobs. But this brings us to the biggest, most mind-bending question of all. Where does its value actually come from?
I mean, really think about it for a second. That bill in your wallet, it's just a piece of paper. And the number in your bank app, it's just a few bits of data on a computer somewhere. So why on earth can you trade that for, a car or a house or a cup of coffee? What's going on here?
The answer is just one word, and it's shockingly simple. It's trust. That's it. That is the magic ingredient. The whole system is built on trust.
Money only has value because we, as a society, have all collectively agreed that it does. It's a shared belief. You accept money as payment for your work because you have faith. You trust that the grocery store will accept it from you tomorrow. It's this giant, invisible handshake that we're all a part of.
Now, of course, this isn't just wishful thinking. We don't just cross our fingers and hope it works. We build massive, complex systems to reinforce this trust. We have stable governments, legal systems that enforce contracts, and institutions like central banks whose entire job is to keep our confidence in that money high.
So, that's the big idea. But how does this ancient concept of a token built on trust look today? Well, let's take a look at money in the modern world, because it's made a huge leap, from physical atoms to digital bits.
You know, for pretty much all of human history, money was a thing you could touch, a physical object, atoms. But today, most of it is just digital. It's electronic bits on a screen. But here's the crazy part. Even though the form has completely changed, the idea behind it is exactly the same. Whether it's a gold coin or a Venmo transfer, it's still just a tool that works because we all trust it.
And get this might blow your mind. The overwhelming majority of money in the world today, we're talking way over 90% in most modern economies, isn't physical cash. It doesn't exist as coins and bills. It's just numbers in a computer, electronic entries in the giant spreadsheets that banks keep.
So when you boil it all down, money is so much more than just a way to get rich. It's a social instrument. It's a technology, really, that's built on a story that we all collectively agree to believe in. And it's that shared story that allows the entire, incredibly complex global economy to function.
And that leaves us with a really big, important question for our time. For hundreds of years, our trust was placed in physical things and then in institutions like governments and banks. But now, as money becomes pure information, just code, who or what are we placing our trust in? And what does that mean for the future of money itself? Something to think about.